Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 33 of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, presented to you by Will & Mill Comedy Club. As always, I am joined by GW Foley. Colin should be along, and we have a very special guest this week, the man of the hour, the man of the McTaggart attack, Mr. Kevin McTaggart. That should be good. We'll get to catch up with him, see what's going on. We also have a handful of stories from this week that we're going to go through. We're going to talk about the awful plague of suicide that's been hitting Japan recently. We're going to talk about the bar that we talked about last week that declared themselves an autonomous zone because that has some weird happenings. We're going to talk about Joe Rogan's finally pulled everything off of YouTube's. We're going to talk about Warner Brothers and HBO and how they might have single-handedly decided they're destroying the movie theater industry. And finally, we're going to talk about the supposedly first, as far as I can find, woman football college player who is on the Vanderbilt team, and we're going to talk about our opinions on that real quick. But without further ado, we'll get this show on the road, and please let me announce our first performer, a very good friend of mine, and a very, very great co-host who I'm very fortunate to have. Welcoming to the spotlight stage, Mr. GW Foley.
Hey, I got a stain on my sweatshirt. I dropped an onion from dinner and didn't change. Like I really wish I cared more about my appearance lately, but with COVID and everything else going on, I just rather be a scrub. Like, do people say scrubs anymore? I wish they should. It's a great word, and I like it. Like, I have living my scrub lifestyle to the T, where I won't shower for a couple days, and forget to put deodorant on, and I'm fine with my smell. Like, everyone else fucking hates it, but you know what? They don't have to live with me. Actually, that's not true. They do. But and there's nothing greater than like going out in sweatpants. Like, I always thought it was really trashy until I did it. And it's comfortable as all hell. Now I understand why like all those people at Walmart wear pajama pants. like next thing I'm gonna do is get a pair of SpongeBob pajama bottoms and just wear those every day, because fuck it. Like, I've officially given up on life. Sorry. I went to I went to the mechanic today, and I never really was a fan of anal sex until I got the Rogering of a lifetime today. And the worst part is it's not even finished. Like, everything that I went to like get worked on, they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like a week or so because apparently the parts aren't even in Vermont. I'm like, how the fuck? It's not like I drive like some kind of weird classic car that comes from Europe. I drive a Jeep Liberty. Like, you know how many of those I see on the daily? And someone doesn't have enough parts to rebuild one. Like that just seems weird to me. Like, is everyone's muffler falling off at the same time? No, I doubt it. Fucking and the worst part, like, I couldn't drop off my vehicle because I was stupid. Which, for me, that's par for the course. But I was stupid and forgot about my appointment, so I couldn't have someone follow me to the garage so I could leave and do work. So I had to stay at the fucking garage for 2 hours. And there was a group of rednecks talking, which normally doesn't bother me. It was just more of, I want to join their conversation, but I had no idea what they were talking about. Like, basically, it was like some weird foreign language where every once in a while, like, you could pick up a certain word, like, oh, he said salad. I got salad. That was, yeah. And it was weird because I was wearing my mask the entire time I was there, except for when I would take a drink of coffee, because I'm not an animal. Um, and these guys, one guy totally didn't have a mask on, and I'm like, whatever. We're on the other side of the room, and then like one guy kept it on, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's smart. But the other guy, every time he would talk, he would pull down his mask. And when he was done talking, he would pull it up like it was some sort of visor. So you could see his lips move. Like I'm a lip reader when I talk to people. Like I won't make eye contact, but I'll read your lips. And so this worked great for me. Um, ah, Nothing like drinking soda when you have a dry throat. Just that juice really just. Yeah. Then the other weird thing, I'm in finals week right now in college, which really sucks dick. I totally forgot. I remember the first time I was in college and went through finals, I didn't give a shit because I didn't do any work anyways. But now I'm actually trying to succeed and make something in my life, and now it's all stressful and I don't understand it. Like I went to community college for a reason, so it wouldn't be stressful. Like if I actually wanted real stress, I'd go to a real college. But that's been my week. Let's turn it back over to Hickory.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad you could be with us. And it's funny that there must have been some vegetarian rednecks down there talking about salad.
Oh, or they were talking about tossing the salad. I wasn't quite sure.
It's a possibility. So we're gonna do a quick little mentalism piece. Kevin, I'm gonna just take these cards and fan them out. I'm gonna ask you to pick one in your mind. I hope you can see those well.
Yeah.
You got one picked out. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to make your card vanish from this group of 7 cards.
Oh, okay.
Was it that one?
No.
Okay. I think I might have done it. Kevin, is your card in there, sir?
It's still there.
Well, see, that's why Hickory doesn't do mentalism. Here, let's try another one. Okay, this time.
Hoping my card would disappear.
You what?
I was hoping my card was going to disappear.
Did it?
No.
Oh, see, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to riffle through this deck, and I'm just going to have you say stop, and you're going to select a card whenever you'd like. You ready?
Stop.
Okay, is that one good? Do you want to? I mean, we can change.
That one's fine.
Okay. So to be fair, I stuck that card on bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's cut squarely into the center of the deck. At which point I would have no idea, especially looking from this direction, over how to tell which card was yours, but I'm going to try. Okay, it's not down there. I was thinking, was that your card, sir?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was.
So the crazy part, how I knew,
Yeah.
we were playing with a blue deck,
Oh.
and you happen to select the one red card amongst the deck, my friend. So good on you. And that's about all I have for this evening. We're gonna flip it over to keep this show on the road. We'll see if Colin beats the clicker or not. But without further ado, our guest of honor of the evening, welcoming back to the Drunken Under Quarantine show. Please welcome to the spotlight stage, Mr. Kevin McTaggart.
Yay!
Yeah, welcome back.
I'm honored to be here on your 33rd episode because my favorite basketball player, Larry Bird, that was his number, and today's his birthday.
Huh.
So how weird is that, right?
That is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. That is pretty weird. Also, is it at all not weird that my favorite basketball player is Larry Bird, considering I'm a white guy? Really?
No.
That's not weird at all, right? No.
Oh, it's totally normal.
Totally normal. Totally normal. I thought, yeah. I'm on social media like way too much. And TikTok in particular. I'm on TikTok in particular way too much. Like that app has perfected the scroll your day away. You know, like when on the other apps like Facebook, you just scroll your thumb scrolling through it and then you're like, oh, I should stop now. But like TikTok, you can start in the morning and then it'll be dark out once you're done. Like, holy shit. Oh my God. I blame Gary Vee for joining TikTok, that stupid Jets fan bastard. Join TikTok, blah, 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 organic reach, blah, blah, blah. I have less than 400 followers. You know what's really frustrating is when I see other TikTok accounts who have like 100,000 followers, millions of followers. What are they complaining about? Not getting enough views on their videos. I'm happy if I get over 100 views on my videos. Total. But these guys are upset when they don't get like 1 million views on their videos. I'm like, go to hell. Like, you go onto their TikTok lives. When they go, TikTok has this live feature, like all the other apps have a live feature, but most of them are just sitting there eating soup. I'm like, what am I, a stalker? No, I'm no Richie Britton. I'm not gonna watch you eat food. I don't even know who the hell you are. Stupid. And what do? They complain about, oh, their videos didn't get viral enough. I'm like, good for you not getting viral enough. Stupid bastards. It's just so fucking stupid. It's dumb. Like, some of them make money off TikTok. That's great. Quit bragging about that. And they thank people for all their followers that they get. And I'm like, who cares how many followers you have? Nobody cares how many followers you have. What have I seen yesterday? What do I usually see? I see some people, like, not even just on TikTok, but like other social media apps, talk about, like, I'm going to take a break from social media for a while. Till when? An hour from now? Really? Is that if you're going to announce that you're going to take a break from social media, you're not taking a break from social media. If you want to take a break from social media, just take a break from social media. It's as addictive as alcohol and drugs, really. What do alcoholics who successfully quit alcohol say, hey, I'm just going to take one last drink? No. You're going to post one more time saying that you're never going to go on social media again. No, because you know what? You're going to go back and see how many likes it got. Which is what I do every time I say I'm going to quit social media. I know this. Also, it is interesting. In the number of times I've deleted the Facebook app from my phone, I've gotten a panic attack every time. I've quit drinking longer than I've deleted the Facebook app from my phone. Like I can go, like I've had like 2 beers since the beginning of this year. You know, but like I delete the Facebook app from my phone and I immediately have a fucking panic attack. Like, how what am I gonna do? What am I gonna? Just stupid, man. Just stupid. Social media is the worst. But we need it in our lives because, you know, I need to know what everybody's doing because we all need to know what everybody's doing because we're just nosy motherfuckers. It's like, what boggles the mind though is that there's still those people that like do the holiday letters at Christmas time, you know? But the holiday letter is basically Facebook bragging about stupid shit that we don't care about anyway. And they never tell us the bad stuff. Like, whenever I see somebody smiling in a picture on Facebook, I'm thinking, they're just the worst people. When's the bad stuff? Show us your bad stuff. Show us the bad things that are happening to you. If you're going to show us all the good stuff and how nice you are, and you pose in the picture with your boyfriend and your girlfriend, you're just, they probably yell at each other constantly. I like to think that like the construction of that picture took 5 or 6 hours. Just the complaining that took place in order to get it perfect. Well, I feel better. How are you guys doing?
Oh, good, sir. Thank you for joining us on the show. It looks like Colin won't be in on this one.
Oh,
I know. I'm sorry, Kevin. I know you're devastated. It'll be all right.
of course I'm devastated.
I wanted to comment. I think Larry Bird was also my favorite NBA player, but it was because I grew up playing a lot of NBA jams, and he was like the one guy that looked kind of like me. So
right, yeah,
I'm gonna go with that guy.
right.
That's funny. I did Robert Parrish for the same reason.
Okay, yeah. I love that game, man. I wish those sound effects played out in my normal life. I was like
Every time you jizz, Boom Shakalaka plays.
I just want to throw something like while I'm shopping, like a bundle of toilet paper into the shopping cart, and for it to land in there, and all of a sudden over the loudspeakers in the store, it's just like, he's on fire. That was my favorite. So we'll move right along into topics tonight. First one, we're going to start with the heavy one and get progressively less heavy. Japan. Japan had a crazy October. They have had, in October alone, Japan had 2,153 suicides, while only 2,087 people have died of COVID-19 in Japan, raising so those of you who don't know, Japan has a exceptionally high suicide rate as a country. The average global rate is 10.8 per 100,000 per year, and Japan's is like 18.4 per 100,000 per year, so substantially higher. But this raises the question, is the lockdown in Japan doing more harm than good at this point? And I wanted to see what you guys thought on that. G-Dubs, we'll start with you.
So my thought is, this is a perfect time for them to start like trying to take over shit again, because like all these people could be used as kamikaze pilots. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell, and you guys are going for laughing.
That's right.
No, this is tragic. This is awful.
It is.
And not to make light of the situation, but I mean, are they giving reasons? Like, is it specifically the lockdown, or is everyone just doing really shitty at their jobs?
That's a very good question. There was not obviously reasons for all of them, but I mean, some of them were young and healthy. One was 22, one was 43. It's definitely young, healthy people. It is not it's not just like the country's old people deciding they're giving up.
Yeah.
So no, hoping the best for Japan, as I am for everybody globally, because
right.
But yeah, not to start a comedy show off on a melancholy subject, but I felt like it deserved at least a mention because it is an outstanding, just a crazy fact. Anything else on that before we move along?
No, I think to answer your question though, no, I don't think the lockdown was working. Obviously, if it indeed didn't necessarily cause this to happen, but like definitely had to be a factor.
Yeah, it was
Not being able.
factor for sure.
Yeah, it's a contributing factor for sure. I mean, I think we've had the same. I don't think the same rates here in the U.S., but I know that like there was an article out a couple months ago about loneliness and stuff like that. Being cooped up in your house all day, even with like your family and whatnot. So it's like it definitely is an issue. It's one of the awful side effects of doing the lockdown.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we'll move along. This is a little less heavy, but still heavy, but kind of crazy. And I pulled the article that I'm reading for on this is on Fox. Not saying that Fox News is a great source, but they are considered legitimate. So last week we had talked about a guy named Dan Presti who owned a bar in Staten Island called Mac's Public House. And what they had done is, I don't know if you'd known about this story, Kevin, but basically what Mac had done is the guy who owns Mac's decided that he was sick of the heavy COVID restrictions coming back in that were basically going to put him out of business. He decided he would declare his bar an autonomous zone because that's gone really, really well this year. And what he did was he started giving away food and drink and just asking for recommended donation. So he wasn't, in fact, open for business, but he did have his business open. So that was about a week ago. We had discussed that. And there had been a protest this past weekend on Saturday or Sunday of like 400 people went down and we're having a shindig there. And so, yeah, the article reads, as Danny Presti was trying to leave his bar, Mac's Public House, after deputies observed patrons entering the establishment Saturday night in violation of the city and state closure orders, New York Sheriff Joseph Facito said, when deputies tried to arrest the 34-year-old bar owner, he got in his car and drove off, striking a deputy. Presti continued driving for about 100 yards with the deputy hanging onto the hood before he was stopped and apprehended, the sheriff said. Charges are pending. The injured deputy was taken to the hospital for treatment, though his condition wasn't immediately available. His attorney told Fox News on Sunday that his client was approached on the streets well past midnight by two sheriff personnel dressed in their dark uniforms. He said, without identifying themselves as officers, they proceeded to yell Presti and run towards him. He said Presti has received numerous death threats and became scared for his life and headed for the safety of his vehicle. He proceeded a short distance before being swarmed by sheriff's vehicles and being ripped out of his car. He had no idea the two men running at him were sheriff's officers. He was unaware of how anyone sustained injury. And basically, that's the article, is that this guy went out of his way to keep his business open. And they're trying to shut him down by force.
Right.
Which puts him in an interesting situation, because do you just let it go and move the hell out of New York City like a rational person, or do you say no? Kev, we'll start with you. I know that was a lot of information all at once.
There was, yeah. It sounds like a great bar rescue episode. I mean, honestly, like have John Tapper come in. He'll need a passport to go into that autonomous zone, I would imagine, right? Or maybe, and just yell at him and stuff, or it's a different definition of bar rescue, I guess, when the police are trying to take over, they're trying to arrest the guy, he's running away, the owner's in cuffs, and John Chaffer's probably in the car with them, yelling at him, saying, "What are you doing? Shut this down! Shut it down!" People are stupid, basically. I mean, they had a good idea, I guess, but I mean, I guess it's a matter of valuing dollars over people's lives. You know, that's just me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Dubs, what do you think?
I think that he didn't hit the deputy hard enough.
No, that's
If
true.
he can hang on for 100 yards on, like, he did pretty good. Like, I think the deputy kind of jumped onto the vehicle and not really got hit. And he's just trying to make brownie points with all his, like, diehard buddies.
Right.
Like, COVID. Yeah. So the COVID comment got me. I was like, what am I going to say after that? Shit. No, I what a dummy. Like,
Yeah.
I would have done the let them take me
Yep.
and not run to my car.
Right.
And of course, even though he's probably gotten death threats, we don't know. We haven't seen them. He could be making those up, I guess.
I would say that I might have done the same thing that he did if I was in his same situation. Other than the running part, I think I would just surround myself with a security staff. Would have been like my response if I was him. I think partly this is his fault for referring to it as an autonomous zone.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody's pitched one of these autonomous zone ideas, it's pretty much end with people getting killed and crime going wild. That's happened like 3 times in the U.S. this past summer, because we had Seattle, Minneapolis, and New York have all had autonomous zones this past year. Even though people misuse the term autonomous because they're not actually autonomous, they're still in desperate need of outside resources.
So would this be a what's the term I'm looking for? A extraordinary rendition?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Like when the U.S. goes to a foreign country to kidnap somebody. Well, it's not just the U.S. Like other countries do it too. Like
Yeah.
But so you go to a foreign country to kidnap somebody and then put them in prison.
That's possible. It could be construed as that. I know that there's a large group of people online, even some in the mainstream, that have started referring to the cops that enforce these unconstitutional orders as the oath breakers.
Oh.
And I think that's a really funny term. And part of it's sad because like these guys are going to lose support from the right that's been backing them this whole time if they continue to, enforce unconstitutional edicts.
Don't worry, there will be another riot, and the right will come right back with open arms, being like, "My babies, I'm back to blue."
It's very possible. Moving right along, we're going to talk for a quick sec about Joe Rogan podcast. A topic I like to bring up occasionally, but it is, and for a while we've been covering the fact that Joe Rogan was off to Spotify. He was leaving YouTube behind. The purge has officially happened. Joe Rogan deleted almost his entire catalog from YouTube. It's now up on Spotify. There's like, I want to say 5 to 15 episodes somewhere in there left up that seem to be like the most notable ones. But Joe Rogan single-handedly deleted like 2 billion views off YouTube within a week, which is absolutely incredible. The fact that you have 2 billion views to delete is pretty insane. But yeah, people have been upset about this, and I figured I'd snag your guys' opinions. Hopefully we can capture some of those on this show.
Yeah.
So remember, everybody out there, share this with your friends and let them know that, yeah, we're here. Kev, what do you think? What do you think about Joe Rogan purging off YouTube?
Getting rid of 2 billion views must be nice.
I hear that, brother.
Like I just put my podcast, the McTaggart Attack podcast, available wherever you listen to podcasts, and it's also on YouTube now. My lovely face video podcast. Shameless plug. Yeah, whatever.
Take all the time. You get to those.
I will. And so yeah, I had a video reach 100 views last week. I was very happy about that.
Nice.
But yeah, 2 billion views. But my God, must be fucking nice, Joe Rogan. But no, it's I mean, if he's getting paid more money by Spotify, then, and if you really want to watch Joe Rogan talk about weed for 6 hours a day, then go ahead and watch his damn podcast. You know, that'd be great. Isn't that all he does? That's pretty much all he does. Every video I've seen, they talk about weed like the whole time, or
yes, or DMT, or
yeah,
LSD.
something like that. Yeah. I'll watch it. I think I've watched one Joe Rogan podcast episode, and it was unfortunately the one with that Ben Shapiro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
How did you end up watching? Sorry, sidebar here, Kevin.
Yeah.
How did that end up being the one episode of the Rogan podcast that you watched?
I don't know exactly. I wanted to know more about the guy, and I think
About
it was
Joe
in
Rogan
my
or Ben Shapiro.
yes. Mostly Ben Shapiro. Like I think I forgot. It was a couple years ago, and
An interesting feller.
he is an interesting fella, and yeah, he likes to say stuff just to get a reaction out of people. I mean, Ben Shapiro and Joe Rogan, both of them. Yeah, but yeah, no,
That is a
Hey.
weird episode though, because it's like the slowest talking guy and the fastest talking guy on the same
Right.
episode.
right.
Like Rogan being like, Ben, welcome to the show. And Ben's just like, thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me on. It's really great to be here. He's so fast.
Yeah.
G-Dubs, what do you think? What do you think about the YouTube purge?
You know, when the Spotify deal ends and he has to rebuild that's gonna suck. And all that work that he put into it, and oh no, let's delete shit.
Did they move it? Go ahead.
Oh no, are we still in spotlight mode?
Oh, kind of. Here, let me. There we go.
There we go.
It's been all right though.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I'm like, other people aren't flashing in front of my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, it was just me.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin's beautiful, and
Thank you.
it's good for business.
Yeah,
Right.
I wanted to share his beauty with all of us.
Yes.
OnlyFans McTaggart attack. Anybody?
You know, good for him. You know, but that's
Yeah.
Fuck it. I would do it for $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do almost anything for $100 million.
Yeah. I would suck a
anything.
polar bear's dick for $100 million.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, the bear would have to be asleep, but I
Mhm.
would totally take it all in.
Yep.
Hair and all. Like I'd be. But
I'd like
still.
to think he'd be like wearing a Coca-Cola cap.
Oh yeah. I would even take a selfie with the dick in my mouth, like, oh.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that he had that many views to get rid of, and when you think about the sheer amount of volume that consisted of, considering the guy's done over 1,500 episodes and they average 2 to 3 hours, you're talking at least 3,000 plus hours of content that he deleted within a single week, which is just mind-boggling to me to think that he's produced that amount of content in the past few years. And he's also just deleted it from the public domain, which, you know, is his call, whatever he wants to do. But yeah, just it was interesting. 2 billion views were deleted.
I want to know. I want to know what the servers at YouTube were doing. Like, you know, there was some tech geek going, "Oh my God, something's crashing."
Yeah,
Right.
just freaking out. Like I've been meaning to look that up. I want to look it up and see if all that stuff shows up like on his on those like Social Blade, like the sites that track YouTube and like their subscribers and followers. and their view time and all that. I wonder if you look at it, it's like, woof.
Yeah.
Like a
Right.
crazy graph.
It must have.
Oh, we got yeah, for the audience out there, feel free to comment. We will be taking comments throughout these shows. So first off, Colin said haha, and then a gentleman named Kyle said, do polar bears get shrinkage? I think that was for you, G-Dubs. What do you think?
Considering they're wearing a fur coat, I doubt it.
It's a good point.
They keep that shit long and warm and steamy polar bear dick. You fold back the foreskin, get that red lipstick tube, because they're related to dogs, so their penises look similar. Just, like numbing on a strawberry, nom 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 nom, cream-filled strawberries.
Take a couple muscle relaxers first, so when your jaw starts to, because it's got to be big. Like it's not going to be a comfortable blowy.
I mean, I'm assuming it's a good size. Like, I'm thinking it's kind of like a Red Bull can, like one of the 20-ounce ones, not like the small 8 1/4 ounce, but like a 20-ounce Red Bull can, like where you're working your jaw a lot. I want to know, do they need teeth? Like do polar bear blowjobs need teeth? Because they have sharp teeth. Maybe they like a little tooth action, a little al dente.
Or maybe they have the ability to put their lips over their teeth. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna move.
There's gotta be a YouTube video about it, right?
Yes. So after you're done watching the show, so feel free to hop over. We next subject, speaking about things that blow, we're going to mention briefly Warner Brothers and HBO made announcements this week. Since they've been doing the video on demand thing recently, they've been directing people to just purchase the films as they're released at home. Have said that their entire 2021 calendar will be completely video on demand, essentially eliminating the need for movie theaters, which movie theaters are already a dying industry, which raises a lot of questions. They've said this is just a plan for the next year, but as anybody who works in business knows, that generally when these things, oh God, we got another good comment and we got to read this one off before we go any further. A good buddy, Jesse, writes into the show and says, the average size of a male polar bear's dick is 7.3 inches. And don't ask me how I know that.
Oh, that's nothing then.
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah, G-Dub's got this on lock. He's going to be fine.
That's a crawler.
So anyways, HBO and Warner Brothers plan on delivering all videos directly to video on demand for the year of 2021, stating that it's a one-year plan, but as we all know in business, when things go really well for a year, they generally don't go back to the way they were if they realize that it works out better for everyone. And I just wanted to see what you guys thought. Do you think this is the final nail in the movie theater coffin?
I don't think it's the final nail. The final nail will be if other companies do this. Is Disney going to do the same thing? Whatever companies post movies on Netflix, will they be putting their stuff on Netflix? I was a bit optimistic about this because I did talk about it on my podcast earlier today. The McTaggart Attack podcast, available wherever you listen or watch podcasts. My theory was that 2021, it was going to suck. Nobody's going to go to the movies next year, I don't think, for at least most of next year.
Yeah.
And then I think they'll probably come back in 2022, but then I didn't consider what you were saying. Because if this works, if the companies make money from this, it could lead to the end of movie theaters. But I'm a bit optimistic that it'll come back because people need to get the hell out of the house. And once it's safe to get the hell out of the house, then
G-Dubs, do you think
movie
it's
theaters
the
come
end?
back.
Sorry, I was looking up polar bear blowjob. I
Did you just share it to the the comments on the video?
yes, I did.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
So I don't think it's the death of the theater, because here's the thing. You can have movies released through what other means. There's like the blockbuster is still going to be a concept where people are going to want to see giant explosions and lasers and robots and Megan Fox's titties. Like it's going to be a thing where like you want to see blockbusters the way that they're meant to be like viewed, not just like on your screen. Like unless you get a big ass television, which are getting cheaper nowadays, but that's besides the point. Like there's a certain je ne sais quoi about the movie theater.
That it's hard to compete with that audio too.
Yeah.
Like you can have a great audio home theater system, but to accomplish the amount of volume that you need to get a proper viewing experience, you have to really piss off your neighbors.
Right.
Is even if you don't live in the middle of nowhere. God, I wish I had time to go watch that polar bear video now. But yeah,
I'm 20 minutes. Don't worry.
I'm concerned that it will. It could be the end, the beginning of the end, anyways, for theaters. But I do agree that there'll probably be like a few open again. I don't know how that's going to work.
Well,
I also think it could open the industry up to more small theaters doing a lot of old school back up to that, where a lot of theaters might do old releases and like smaller films and not buy the big whatever's coming out hot, because everybody can just buy that at home, but you can't see Indiana Jones or Jurassic Park on the big screen in your house. Like, so
right.
the ability to, I don't know, it'll be an interesting route to see how the industry goes.
And here's the other thing with that. I own a copy of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, I own it. I can watch it anytime I want. But as soon as that fucker hits a theater, I'm there. Because it's the people, it's the interaction. Like, it's more than just a viewing opportunity. It's
right. The experience.
Yeah. Putting your dick in a tub of popcorn and having your person next to you like eat some of that popcorn. You can't do that at home. Like you get those microwave bags of popcorn and that burns your dick hole. You get like one of those like uncooked kernels shoved in your pee hole. That fucking hurts.
I'm never going to the movies with you.
Oh.
Kevin's more of a snow caps kind of guy.
Now when those little white balls go inside your pee hole, it's fine.
Right.
You barely feel it.
Well, it's because they melt.
They wonder why my semen tastes so sweet. What is with me today?
Oh, it's quite all right. Speaking of semen and sweet, we're gonna move right on to a college story. Oh wait, we got a comedy, or we got a comment coming in from Shelby saying, "Wow, I threw rice. Didn't see that script."
What?
You know what she's talking about, G-Dubs?
Yeah. So that was good. That was good. So there's different scripts for Rocky Horror Picture Show where you throw things, and rice is one of them.
Okay.
Not necessarily putting your dick in popcorn.
But whatever speaks to you. We're not here to judge our audience.
Scripts get updated, Shelby.
Yes, and thank you for commenting. We appreciate it. So yeah, speaking of sweet semen, we're going to talk about college real quick, because that's where most people taste most of theirs, I suppose. That was an awkward segue, but we're going to roll with it because we are on to Vanderbilt football. So this past week, or within the past week and a half, I don't keep track of dates because they don't matter in Corona time. We had and Kevin, being a sports guy, will probably be able to clarify this better for us, which is a great reason that he's on, because I self-admittedly am not a sports guy until they make getting drunk and yelling shit a sport. I'm probably not going to be very good at it.
Have you ever been to a Red Sox game?
Oh, yes, but being a spectator isn't playing, sir. In Vanderbilt College, they've been having an issue with players and not having enough of them due to COVID concerns and people dropping from the team and being quarantined. So they've brought up a player or two from their female sports, and one happens to be an award-winning soccer player named Sarah Fuller, and she I guess kicked the first football at a college football game from what I have gathered. And she had a 30-yard squib kick, and I guess it went well. I don't know. I don't follow sports. I didn't even know what a squib kick was. It sounded bad because I know a bit about firearms, and I know squibs are very bad in those. Kevin, if you wanted to give us a laydown on anything I missed there, and then
well, I don't know that much about it. I did hear about it last week. And I know that it's unfortunate that she only got the kick once because Vanderbilt didn't score any points that day. So she only got the kick off to start the second half.
I've heard that they're 0-9.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought I heard a couple of days ago that there have been 3 women to play in college football over the years. 2 of them have scored points or something like that. There's been 3 women to score points in college football games, but this was the first one, I think, in a big conference like the Southeast Conference. I think the other ones were all smaller colleges.
Yeah,
this was the first
Final
one.
5 or whatever it was called.
The Power 5 conference, right? One of the Power 5 conferences. The SEC is one of those. So, yeah, and so that's what that was. That's what she was the first of. There hadn't been one at that level. There hadn't been a woman playing football at that level ever, and she was the first. So,
really awesome.
It did seem like a bit of a publicity stunt because, as we said, the team stinks. So,
yeah, they could have just not played and had the same outcome.
Right. They could have just gotten a male soccer player to kick for them, but somehow they went towards the women. I think it was the coach who decided to do that, and then the coach was fired 2 days later because I don't think they're playing the rest of the season because they're
they've also had a lot of players who have recently come out about their COVID concerns after this situation.
Right.
Even though there's been no positive tests provided by anybody.
They're just claiming COVID, right?
Yep. So I think that season is over.
Right.
Yep. Do you know there's never been a female that's made an NFL team, right?
No, there hasn't.
I know there's a few who have tried, correct, and gotten close.
I think so, maybe. I know that they have some female referees in the NFL, and they have some female assistant coaches.
Yep, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so
no female players yet. And for those viewers who don't know, who aren't sports people like me, there's not a rule in the NFL, the MLB, or the NBA that women can't play.
Right.
There is rules in women's sports that state that men can't play.
Right.
However, in men's sports, what generally happens is women just haven't been able to make the team yet.
Right.
So at some point, we'll probably see a female kicker in the NFL, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Right. Some unique genetic specimen will come out of some college,
I would
get
have to think that
smeared
that's
on her first down,
What?
and just get smeared on her first down.
That's right.
What were we gonna say, Kev?
No, I think if there is a female football player, they will be like a kicker or something like that.
Yep.
You know, not
Definitely not going to be a center.
right or a defensive lineman or anything like that. No. But no,
I can see
I
one
think
being a running back.
possibly, yeah.
Yep.
Right. That's good. That's a good point.
Yep. Running
That's one.
back or a kicker. Yeah, there is spots where it could work if
Yep.
the right, as I said before, the right genetic specimen came along.
Right.
And that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that that's all just genetic lottery. Like,
Right.
there's
Like
nothing.
Jerry Rice, he was a little bitch.
Is what?
Jerry Rice, he was a little bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all women are bitches. I'm just saying Jerry Rice is.
Also, before we get towards the end of the show, I wanted to say if anybody out there commenting wants to let us know if they want to put in a call into our guest on our Christmas episode, which I believe is the 21st, I believe, so in 2 weeks. If you want to call in to our guest and ask him a question, feel free to comment or shoot us a message, and that way we can get you signed up on the list for that. That should be fun. And yeah, kind of bummed Colin couldn't be here, but these things happen. Last thing, that was pretty much the last thing we need to talk about. I did want to mention that I am now on TikTok now too, Kevin.
I noticed that.
Yeah, thank you. The beautiful assistant has reached out to me, and I did a Vermont version of the Trey Lewis song called Dick Down in Dallas.
I saw it.
Okay.
It was fine.
Thank you. Yeah, it was funny. I've never done a TikTok before, so it was one of those random, like, okay, I guess we'll try it and we'll do this, and yeah, it worked out well.
So
Yeah.
now people have to lip sync to it.
There's what?
Now do people have to lip sync to it?
I mean, I guess they could if they wanted to. I did mine where I literally just sung the song. I didn't do like a matched up to music one like lots of people do. I literally wrote modified lyrics for the song to be all Vermont towns, and then sat there and sang it.
Oh,
Nice.
Yes, via TikTok, somebody does have the ability to take my audio now and create a
Right.
TikTok on it, which would be really, really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a TikTok hit called Dick Down in Dallas, and it's been going a little bit viral.
Yeah. Like you could do like 1 minute magic tricks on there, you know? 'Cause
Yeah, we've actually, we're working on figuring out how to do that and like make it look good.
what's the time limit for TikTok?
a minute. That's the most.
Yep.
You have
It's 15
You can
second increments, right?
well, no, you can do either 15 seconds. You can set it to either 15 seconds or 60 seconds.
Okay.
And I heard that they're going to change it. They may change it eventually to where you can do it for 3 minutes.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it, to be honest. I
I'm
just know it's
staying
one
off.
more platform that I am on.
right.
What's up, G-Dubs?
I'm staying off of it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have enough time trying to get people to fucking follow me on the shit I have, let alone add
Right.
another one.
Right.
Which, speaking of which, be going on to BitChute and Rumble with this show soon. That's going to be a thing that's happening. That I made that executive decision. I've decided recently that YouTube's doing some weird stuff lately, and it might be better to get out ahead of that. So we're going to diversify a little bit. Yeah.
Rumble?
Yes, Rumble and BitChute are the two largest. I don't want to say opponents. They're not really opponents. Competition to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Rumble actually has a decent monetization thing. That's like their claim to goodness right now. And then BitChute finally has an app for theirs called BitSlide. And yeah, they're pretty much like YouTube, except they're less corporate. And I think Parler is to Twitter as Rumble and BitChute are to YouTube.
So there's a bunch of right-wing loonies on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
As what pretty much happens with any site that doesn't censor themselves, they become. And if they're not right-wing loonies, they'll get dragged as being right-wing loonies because the mainstream media can't have you learning things that aren't approved. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got right now. You guys have anything you want to say before plugs that you want to get off chest? Anything we have to?
I don't condone oral sex with animals. I just want to get that right out of the way.
Clearly.
Those were jokes, people.
They're just jokes. They're just jokes.
I mean, I would do other things for $100 million.
So sex with inanimate, like how about dead animals like a burger? That's the
I would fuck a burger. I would let a burger fuck me.
Yeah, I'd let a guy in the Hamburglar suit have his way with me, I think.
Oh yeah. No, he could totally toss my salad.
Or Mayor McCheese.
Yeah, I would get all the ketchup and mayonnaise and secret sauce, just put it right on my bunghole, and you could just eat me like a fucking Big Mac. Male or female, I don't care. Like $100 million, I'd switch teams.
Oh yeah, $100 million. I could, yeah, just the scent of that amount of money would be enough. What about you, Kev? You got anything you need to get off your chest on our show before we plug ourselves and get out of here?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Well, I hope you guys had well, Kev, we haven't talked to you since. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and
yeah,
I'm glad that you were able to be here.
Right. Me too. Thanks for inviting me.
Not a problem, sir. Thanks for being here. We'll reach out to you soon, set up a date for a future one. Keep you in the rotation. And then plugs. Gito, start with you.
At Foley Kills, Twitter, Instagram, Parler, GW Foley at Facebook.
Kev, at McTaggart Attack.
Right. On Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And the podcast that I've already mentioned 2 or 3 times today. That's on YouTube. Yep,
and
YouTube,
wherever your favorite podcast platform is found.
Exactly.
How many episodes are you up to on the podcast?
I think it's almost, I think it's 447.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I think. Yeah.
I'm killing it. Please go over to McTaggart Attack podcast and follow it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Just making sure.
Watch it on YouTube and listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. Listen to them both at the same time.
Then you have stereo, like double stereo.
No. Turn the volume down on YouTube and watch and listen to it as you're listening. Yeah, that's right. I'm not psycho.
And I, of course, am the wonderful host of the show. Glad to have both you boys here. I am Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. You can find me at Hickory TDAU on Instagram, Parler, Facebook, YouTube, and now TikTok. In the future, we'll be up and running on Rumble and BitChute, but I'll keep you guys posted and let you know when that happens. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this week. Kev, thanks for being here for episode 33. I love you.
Sure.
And everyone out there on the interwebs, thanks for Shelby, Jesse, Colin, Kyle. Thank you guys for commenting in. We really appreciate that. I don't know if it actually does anything, but I keep hearing people say that it helps the algorithm.
The mighty algorithm.
I don't know if that actually is anything or it's just like a word that people use so they feel like, you know, your engagement matters to the person you're engaging with. But I hear it on YouTube all the time, so I'm going to continue to say it. So please share, like, subscribe, comment. Find us on our social media platforms where you can find other funny content. Like Kevin does a lot of also non-podcast content on his TikTok. And yeah, GW puts funny videos and stuff up every once in a while.
And if I get more people watching,
yes,
we'll do more.
Yeah, bring your friends.
Yes.
We also next week we'll have Mike Gray on the episode 34, which should be awesome. And after that, we have a very special surprise for our Christmas episode, which is going to be awesome. So please reach out to us, email or direct message me to get on the call-in list for the Christmas episode, because that's going to be fucking awesome. And you guys are going to have a real good time with a different type of show. Anyways, that's all I got. McGregor the Drunk and Underwhelming. Please, everybody, please remember to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, in these difficult times, stay fucking sane. Have a good night. Okay, no longer live.